So let's talk about why kids generally don't get infected with SARS-CoV-2. It has everything to do with the epithelial cells that line their nose and throat, basically their upper respiratory system, and the AC2 receptors, or actually lack thereof, AC2 receptors that these children have. See, we all know what SARS-CoV-2 looks like, COVID-19. It's this little cell with all these spiky proteins on it. Those proteins bind, and what makes SARS-CoV-2 highly transmissible is that those proteins bind to the AC2 receptor cells in the epithelial cells that align the upper respiratory system. Now, in children, it's found that the AC2 receptors are not as prevalent or are significantly less than what you'll see in older children and adults. So especially for these guys, this is why you see nationwide infection rates of SARS-CoV-2 at just below the 2% level. And then, fatalities 0.07 or even less than that. So kids generally do not get SARS-CoV-2. They generally do not spread SARS-CoV-2. That's why you see child-to-child transmission rates at insanely low, microscopic, basically infinitesimal levels. They don't get it. They don't spread it. In fact, in schools, teachers are far more, not to vilify teachers at all, but teachers are far more likely to transmit from teacher to teacher and from teacher to student rather than student to student and student to teacher. That's just science, folks. So again, the reason why kids aren't getting it is because SARS-CoV-2 has a tough time binding itself to the cells that align our children's upper respiratory systems. That's your science lesson for the day. Next science lesson, we're going to talk about the pseudoscience, not real science, behind masks and why, unless you have an N95, they generally do not work.